So I don't know if you've paid attention to this. So MSNBC broke this story. Carol Leonnig, former longtime reporter, basically, who owned all of the Secret Service stories over the last decade, from the crazy Secret Service stuff back during the Columbia days. I mean, Carol Leonnig has been sort of on top of this. And they broke this story. Here's the basics of the story. In September of 2024, while the president's border czar, Tom Homan, was a private citizen at that time, basically just campaigning for Donald Trump, Homan was allegedly recorded accepting $50,000 in cash from undercover FBI agents. Fun little detail, it was in a kava bag. So, that'll be a fun, maybe Kava will do some viral marketing based on that. So these agents, this goes back, if you're real political junkies, you'll know what I mean when I say ab scam. It reeks of ab scam. Apparently agents were posing as business people or contractors who were seeking immigration related government contracts, contingent, of course, on Trump winning the 2024 election. And they assumed that Homan, if they did, would be in a position of influence. This meeting was recorded. There apparently were also hidden cameras and audio. So there may be video of Homan actually accepting this money. We'll see if this video exists or if it's going to get destroyed. Now, here's the issue, right? These are various, and this happened during ab scam. It's tough to bring the charges, right? You promise you're going to do something for this cash. If you cannot prove the quid pro quo, right? You have the cash, but you don't necessarily have anything else proving that there was a quid pro quo, then it is sort of difficult to bring charges. Now, the Department of Justice under the Trump administration, this is what's amazing about this story and the $50,000 here, is that the Trump administration is not denying that he took $50,000. By the way, the IRS may want to know a little something about that $50,000 now. So he may end up having some tax problems if he's not careful on this. And if they choose to bring charges, right, the federal government could easily. A lot of times with bribery cases, that's what you do. If you can't prove the bribery, you can prove the unreported income. And so he has this extra $50,000. So either he has reported it and paid taxes. What did he report the income as? Or he didn't, and he's going to owe some taxes, which means he possibly broke the law doing that. But the Department of Justice under the Trump administration decided to close this investigation earlier this calendar year. They're totally upfront about it. And they said the stated reason is lack of credible evidence of criminal wrongdoing. The FBI director, Kash Patel, right, Donald Trump's handpicked FBI director, and the Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche, again, Donald Trump's former personal lawyer, who's now in this position of authority for some bizarre reason. Why he got confirmed by a United States Senate is up to United States senators to explain this. They issued a joint statement saying the evidence didn't meet the threshold. He took the cash. They're not denying this. And they're not going to bring charges because he's a friend, right? We all know this. They're not saying that part of it. If I promise you, if this were, let's say this were somebody that had been working for Kamala Harris on her campaign, taking a bribery, do you think they would just drop these charges because the person is no longer in a position to agree to contracts? I mean, this is sort of the bizarre stated reason for doing this. But it's something else, right? And here's the thing. None of us are going to be surprised by this, right? The amount of, and in fact, $50,000 is small potatoes. Look at all of the pay to play that we've already seen in this administration, whether it's pay to corporations. All right, look at his inaugural fund, pay to play in diplomacy, Qatar, and the plane that eventually goes to the Trump library, the shakedown of ABC that gave money to the library, the shakedown of CBS, which gave him also some more money to that. The crypto industry, which has basically been just lavishing all sorts of investment opportunities on the Trump family, just so that as president, he will legalize as much of the crypto industry as possible, trying to make a bunch of wealth that we weren't sure was going to exist or not, depending on various regulatory rules. So $50,000 is small potatoes, but sometimes some stories are sticky because of some of the details, and the details that it's in a kava bag the Mediterranean fast food restaurant, is one of those that probably means this will stick for a while. So you have that story that percolated. And again, they're just wiping it away because they can. So once again, undermining the credibility of the rule of law, right? If you're a friend of the president, the law doesn't apply to you. If you're an enemy to the president, they're going to look for ways to use the law to punish you. It's pretty simple. We're seeing it now. Tom Homan is caught on tape doing this. They're dropping charges. They don't have enough evidence to go indict Letitia James for mortgage fraud. He doesn't care. They don't have enough evidence to get anything on James Comey. He doesn't care. They don't have enough evidence to get anything on Adam Schiff. He doesn't care. He just wants, and he actually just wants them to go through a court case. He even said that during a gaggle about this. He was asked a little bit about it, and he simply said, "Look, if they're innocent, they're innocent, but they need to go through this, right?" That's really what this is about for him.